Hello YouTube, it's CommonNerd21 back here. Turtles, Part 2. So, the materials we're going to need, I'm going sapphire for the pickaxes on them, but you can do iron or you can do copper, I think, you can do ruby, you can do a green sapphire, so there's a bunch of them out there. Just a hint is just to make sure they're all using the same type of pickaxe. So if you decide you want to go diamond for your pickaxes, that's fine. But make sure they're all the same, otherwise you won't be able to stack your turtles on top of each other. So we got the computers, the chests, the iron, and the pickaxes. We're going to come over to our crafting table and start making them. I mentioned before, if you just want to do one or two, that's fine. I've just found that I can keep up with 4 of them, so it's a little bit more effective. That's how you do that. We'll grab 4 turtles. Just place the turtles right back in there, and a pickaxe on them. Great, so now we have turtles. What do we do with them? Well, here, let me show you. That's what it looks like. And to do anything with it, you right-click on it. And it brings up this screen. The spot here that's kind of outlined is where you're going to put your fuel. So we could use coal or charcoal, I believe. But I just use coal because, honestly, I can use like 2 coal in here, and it's going to mine like 100 squares for me. Or actually, it's going to be 600. But I'll usually just throw 5 in there. You can hit programs, and it shows you everything that's in here, so you can mess around with those, see what happens. But the really important one there is tunnel. What tunnel does is, well, let me go show you. Let's get in the mine. You're going to want to bring pickaxes, torches, and definitely an iron pickaxe, because I'm going way down to the bottom. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set these up. Here. There. Diamonds. There. There. I've got 4 of them. Okay. Used to having 5. Alright, so I'm going to place a turtle there. 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 And there. So, I'll show you what that tunnel program does. Tunnel, space, and then the number of blocks you want it to tunnel. I'm just going to do 1 here as a point of concept. That's what the tunnel program does. Now if I said tunnel 50, it would clear this area 2 tall by 3 wide, 50 squares back. So everything it digs ends up in here, and when we're done we can just pull all that out. It shows you how many items it mined. So yeah, usually I just start them with 5 coal. Any coal they pick up is just going to go right on top of that coal, so they're not going to run out more than likely. If they do, they'll just stop and you can add more. But I'm going to do tunnel 100. It is usually about the time when the turtle's inventory is getting full. If you wanted to do closer to 90, you'll probably never get full. It depends on how much gravel you hit, because gravel and sand are 2 of the items that are affected by physics, so gravity. If you're mining those, they just keep dropping in front of you. You could be there for a long time, especially if you get through a big chunk of it. So, right about 100 seems to work just fine for me. And then just hit enter to start them off. And just do that with all of them. Just to let you know, there is a bug, an issue with the tunnel program that didn't quite work out. When you hit gravel, sometimes it won't, depending on exactly where it is, it may not pick up the last gravel. So, something you may need to do. Later in the series, we'll work on writing some of our own programs, and transferring them to the turtles using something called RedNet. It's kind of like Wi-Fi, but we can put our own programs on them that way. Make them start at one place, go to the mine, and when they're done, come back and dump everything, assuming they didn't run out of fuel on the way. So we can tell them to fuel up and then go to the mine. Lots of really intuitive things that we can program in ourselves. So something you're going to want to do is have lots of torches on you. Keyboard's running a little slow here. You're going to want to have lots of torches on you because these turtles move pretty quickly, and I'm just trying to keep up with what they don't get. And depending on how many resources you hit, you may or may not be able to keep up. There's a lot of resources here, so I'm not keeping up with these, just 4 of them. But, you know, sometimes me and another guy will keep up with 10 and 15 of them at a time. So it depends on how many resources you have. And obviously if you don't run out of pickaxes. I will warn you about this tunneling, though, is if they find a lava pool, they'll mine straight through it. And if they end in a lava pool, you're going to have a hard time getting to the turtles. They're not going to end up dying, they'll just sit there in the lava. But it could be interesting trying to get to them. It is doable, but it's not easy. It's not fun. So I'll just mention that. But essentially, I'm just sitting here picking up resources, and the turtles are doing all the hard stuff for me. Really, really nice thing about turtles is that they never run out of health. They'll mine for infinity. So, yeah, that's a really awesome feature about them. And they're slightly overpowered. You see, this one, I started him with like 29 coal. But like this one, I started him with 5 coal, and he's only used 1. He hasn't found any coal. He's mined 150 items. Very little useful stuff, but he's pulled all the cobblestone junk out of the way. So, that's pretty useful. Anyway, I think I'm going to wrap up this video right now. I showed you how to mine with turtles. Later we'll write our own program so that they'll drop torches behind them as they go, you know, maybe move forward and, you know, do this tunnel kind of thing, you know, in 10 squares, and drop a torch behind them so you don't need to do it yourself. But, yeah, I'm just going to wrap up here. Remember to hit the like button on the bottom there. I'd really appreciate it. If there's any videos you want me to do, be sure to mention those in the comments, or you can email me with any questions at comnerd, COMNERD, 21 @gmail.com. See you all later.